Alrighty then. How's it going, guys? Angus here from Maker's Muse. Thank you so much for joining me for hopefully what will be the last installment of the Prusa Mk3 construction. Couple of things. I've tried to minimize table noise with a carpet covering. There's still going to be a bit of reverb, and I've had to close the roller door because there's all these crows outside going absolutely bonkers. I keep looking at the floodlights, can't see anything. We got JT, Animation Creations, Ben Marlowe, Makers Therapy, Skewed View 3D, Jean-Francois, Mike. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Aaron, excellent. I really appreciate it. I love doing this sort of thing. As you know, I decided to split off live streams from the main channel because I just want to have a blast with you guys. This stuff's off the cuff. There may be profanity. It's very much just what I would normally be doing, but with you guys. However, the setup did take a bit longer than expected, so hopefully it's okay. And I am working on getting a PC for this room, so I won't have this laptop in the way. I'll actually be able to have a multiple camera angle so you can see down. Like, you know, Tom has amazing streams. I hope to one day come slightly close to Tom's level of stream quality. We got Macca, what's up? Route Trace. Crows just want to help with a 3D printer. I wish they would help. We've got a park nearby, and the birds go absolutely nuts. We get crows, galahs, cockatoos, rosellas, and lots of lorikeets. And yeah, lots of noisy Australian native birds. Okay, so if you're just joining me, this is the third installment of the Prusa Mk3. Previously we've done the motion components, and then we did the extruder assembly, which was the most fiddly part by far. But now we're going to tackle the final aspects, which is the LCD controller, wiring up the electronics and the power supply, then the heated bed. I hope to get it done today. That's my plan. Oh, we got 3D Maker Noob in the chat as well. Just a shout out to Joe, 3D Maker Noob, who I think holds the record for the fastest assembly time for a Mark III. I'm not nearly as quick as him. I do apologize for the time delay in the chat, and also the time zone issues. Yes, I am in Australia, so today is Wednesday. We are ahead of time for a lot of people, especially over in the States. But it's just how it is. And no, Joshua, Lady Muse will not be making an appearance because she buggered off for the day. Okay, Mike's Tech World. Important, Angus, do you have this problem? Do you have ringing vertical lines on x-axis with the Mark III? That's important. What Joseph has just announced is there was a few issues with the first batch of Mark IIIs. Some of them came with rods that weren't hardened. They were like stainless steel, not proper hardened steel. So what happens is the balls dig into them over time. I haven't ran this machine for very long. Well, I haven't run it at all, but I haven't really had a chance on my other Mark III to run it in enough to see any damage. But if I have a magnet anywhere, which I don't, I will check for my review to see if I've got the proper hardened rods or the stainless steel ones. Alrighty, so we're going to kick it off with LCD assembly. Now, I have taken the time this morning to actually put stuff in the right pile, so I don't have to be fumbling for things. So hopefully it's not too bad. Of course, someone's angle grinding. I'm sure someone's going to start up their lawnmower. It's just a standard suburban neighborhood. It is what it is. Since I'm in the future, can I PM you the Euro Millions number? Yeah, sure. If you split it half with me. Okay. So, one thing I've never been a huge fan on with the Prusa machines is the interface. It's okay. It's the same as lots of other i3s, but it's a encoder-driven wheel and this little reset button, which you never use. The encoder-driven wheel has a little push down to select, and it's all right. I'd much prefer arrow navigations, but it is what Joe has chosen to go with. And the bin is under me this time. Right, and we've got the LCD screen itself. People are talking about filing the end of the rod to see if it gets damaged. Yeah, I can check its hardness like that. I'm sure I have a magnet somewhere though. But yeah, I'm not going to do that this stream. This is all about disassembling it before I start destroying it. Oh wow, Joe just said he's surpassed 800 hours on the Mark III. I do have a lot of big things planned for my Mark III, and this one when it's finished. I'm printing the largest multi-part model I could find on Thingiverse that looked interesting. I think it has a few hundred pieces, and they all have to snap together. So we'll see how that goes, but that's going to be printed on the Mark III and the Mark II, and the Mark II multi-material, Mark IIs. Okay. Do I do it now or do I do it later, Joe? What do you guys reckon? Do I pull it off or do I just leave it and annoy everyone? I'm going to leave it for the moment before I put it into the case. Right there in full view. Okay, so we have the LCD screen, we have the mounts, we have some screws, and always have a little container for screws. Also, advantage of having carpet on this now is it's not going to screws aren't going to bounce off the table as easily. Everyone's saying pull it off now. I'm going to just leave it there for a little while to tease you horribly. Got the cover here. We got the SD card, which was somewhere. Where did I put the SD card? Did I just lose it? I was talking too much. I swear I saw it. Oh, I'll dig it up. I have more SD cards. Okay, fine. Here we go. So we've got this little cover. I took it off. I'm sorry. I've just put the SD card somewhere stupid. Oh, it's in the book. How about that? Alright, we've got everything we need. T-Money Technic, where the heck did I get this shirt? This shirt was drawn by the wonderful Lady Muse, or Fat Celiac on Twitter. She is the other half of Maker's Muse. You can actually buy it from us, our Redbubble store. If you go to the main channel, it's in the description of the videos. So you can actually buy one if you like, and I get a very small amount of money. But if you like it, you can grab it. I'm pissing off people so much and enjoying, other people are really enjoying it. Okay, so we've got our LCD cables. So it says, before you start, please ensure the cables are plugged in the correct order. All right, well, we've got XP1 and XP2. They've actually supposedly marked it with a stripe, which they have not done here. So I'm going to, oh wait, they have on the other end. Got it. So someone at Team Prusa has actually marked on the cables which one's which, because they must get mixed up all the time when people assemble these. Alright, so let's just make sure it's correct. 2 has the 2 lines and 1 has the 1 line. How about that? 3, you make a new, does she do commissioned artwork? She does. She's a bit picky, but if it's in her sort of vein of work, which is like cute things or horror, one or the other, yes, she will absolutely do it. She's doing some custom stream notification stickers for me at the moment, which are little, like the little notifications that pop up when you subscribe or donate something. She's doing some custom ones. At the moment, they're just some arbitrary things. Okay. Assembling the LCD supports. Let's move on with this. So we've got the board And we've got the supports. So they just basically slide into place. Like that. Pretty basic. And this one goes on like this. Bit tight, but they go on. That's quite a neat way of holding a PCB actually. That's quite clever. Yeah, Mac is saying that's internet in a nutshell. People half, you know, piss off half the people and other half enjoy it. Yeah. Hey, Bloodhorn, thanks man. Speaking of stream notifications, really appreciate it. Yeah, guys, if you want to support the stream, I really appreciate it. It all goes back into upgrading the stream equipment. I've got enough gear for videos, but streaming has always been a bit. So that's why I've got this new microphone, thanks to your donations. And I'm working on getting a new PC and another camera angle. Building it all up as I go. Assembling the LCD cover. So I've got this one here. And turn this upside down. And then put the cover like that, I believe. There's the buttons, there we go. So luckily the plastic parts are so well designed, it's a bit hard to stuff this up. Like, it all just kind of goes in the right place. So that looks pretty good to me. Oh yeah, crypto. For a laugh, I registered, I don't know if it even works. I don't have any crypto, I've never really been into it, but as a laugh, I realized you could register crypto donations, so I tried it. If anyone wants to, I would appreciate it, but don't feel like you have to at all. It's a bit of a joke. So there's a link in the video description of where you can go it'll show up on the screen. Because this channel hasn't been monetized yet. How about that? YouTube's like, you know, are affecting the small creators, but even me, like this has already surpassed the minimum requirements and it's still not monetized. And they sent me an email saying we're taking our sweet time and monetization is going to be like end of January. So yeah, I don't get any special priority. If I start a second channel, it still gets suffers the demonetization partner program issues. It's just, YouTube just is what it is. Yeah, I spoke too soon, didn't I, animation? Bit hard to stuff up, massive stuff up. Okay, so that's in place. Now we got our little screws. We got the M3x10s, which will be in here, M3x10. So many M3s. So many. And we have, again, if you're just watching this stream and you haven't seen the others, these are really handy for doing up nuts compared to using an Allen key. And this just taps into the top corners here. So this is going into plastic, but it's not really it doesn't really have any load on it. So I'm okay with that. Normally I don't like M3 threads in plastic. But again, there's no load on this. So it's just holding it in place. It's not a big deal. Someone give Angus a whole Bitcoin, it'll be worth half as much tomorrow and then 10 times as much the next day. It's crazy, hey. The whole crypto speculation is just nuts. I strongly believe that you have to earn your investments, if you like. So, like, I invest in myself. If I get income, like I said, if you guys donate, I really appreciate it, and it goes back into the channel to grow the channel. I don't believe in this speculation. It's gambling, basically, where you like just hope it'll make more money. It's just, I don't work like that. I've never been raised like that. I feel you have to, if you're going to invest in anything, invest in yourself. Okay, that's pretty good. And then you've got to get some nuts. Okay, I gotta acknowledge that one dislike. So, it's really funny. As the channel's grown, I have created people who hate me purely because I'm doing better, or doing, I guess, well, and especially in Australia, we have what's called the tall poppy syndrome, where we have the Aussie battlers that, you know, that fight their whole life to make a living and scrape by. And then when people come along and they seem to be doing better without battling, it's like a great offence to Australians, a lot of them. So there's what we have, the tall poppy syndrome, where they'll try to bring you down because it's like, you know, how dare you do better than everyone else? So that the one dislike I suspect would be from that. 3D Maker Noob, dude, appreciate it. Just thank you for removing the protective film. Thank you, Joe. I did it for you and everyone else who requested. But yeah, in Australia, to do better than the norm, I guess, is often frowned upon because it's just Australian culture. So I suspect that's where that dislike comes from. Interestingly enough, actually, I've read the algorithm papers that are written by Google engineers, and the dislikes and likes have pretty much no effect on videos. Google only cares about watch time, if it's something shared, and how long people stay on the platform in general. I'm not doing like that well. I'm getting, you know, I'm making this my job, which I appreciate. Do the crypto donations show alerts? They do. Again, I haven't tested it beyond just a in-system donation test, and apparently it can take up to 15 minutes for Bitcoin or something. It's something to do with how long it takes to run through the system, which is like Bitcoin's slow, which is why you have stuff like Litecoin. Litecoin's faster, and then I don't know, I think Ethereum was the other one that's enabled, and that's like middle ground. Litecoin's the quickest, but I think that's why Bitcoin Cash was so jumped up in value so much, as it was faster for transactions. But yeah, you don't have to do it by any means. It's just more of an experiment. Okay, so we're going to now mount this onto the printer. Cool. These look like fun to get in. The screws are like from the back out. So let's see how this goes. Hopefully I don't make too much noise on the mic. Hey Nick, thank you. Good luck with the upgrades. Appreciate it, dude. Yeah, I hope to get a better camera very soon to improve the stream quality even further, which would be nice. Okay, M3 by 10. Again, I'm very good well experienced at doing normal videos. I'm very green at streaming. Very, very green. Okay, so let's get these in. So these are just threading into these square nuts. And I may, oh, the screwdriver fits. Excellent. Yeah, easy. Easy as pie. Not sure where the easy as pie saying comes from, because if you've ever tried to make pie, Fat Celiac's an avid baker and chef in that regard. He likes to make pastries and things. Making pastry is really difficult. Really hard. So maybe it's like a sarcastic thing. I have no idea what the etymology is. Come on. There we go. Okay, 2 more. Oop. Why is everyone donating 10 when you can donate 5 and get immature chuckles out of it? You don't have to donate anything to get immature chuckles, please. That's what I'm here for. Have you not seen my interactions with Lady Muse on Twitter? That's what I'm like normally. I'm just an idiot, let's be honest. Come on. Come on. This is probably one of the more awkward screws I've done on this build. It's a little bit challenging to get it in. The idiom does not refer to the making of pie, but rather the act of consuming a pie. Well, that is pretty easy. It is definitely easy to eat a pie. So I can get behind that. Okay, that one's good. Just this last one down the bottom here. Sorry for bumping things. There we go. Ah, blood on. Thank you for the 5. But Angus, it looks like ass if you don't need ass. If you don't, right. Oh, that's so funny. Thank you. Oh, but Miggy donated US 5, right? So it became like 6. Oh, Kat, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. I don't know. Our Australian dollary dues are a bit of a curiosity. Like... Oh, Shivel, thank you. Hey, it worked! Crypto donation time. Holy crap. Thank you. Oh, man. That's my first bit of crypto. You're a champion. Oh my god, you guys are blowing it up. Michael, thank you so much for the 20. I really appreciate your channel. Really like your channel and your live streams. Keep going. Greetings from Italy. Man, what time is it in Italy? Hey, Spike, welcome. Do the donations take a while? It depends how you donate. They shouldn't take too long, but the crypto ones can take ages. I don't know how long Shivel's one took. But you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Alright, there we go, we got the screen on. And this is what I mean about the interface, guys. Oh, Teresa, here's have some ass, I have plenty. Oh, come on, Teresa, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. As I was saying, this interface with the click wheel encoder, I'm not a massive fan of it. Mostly because what can happen is if you're in the printing interface and you go to select a model, what can happen is you can sort of click forward a bit and select, and then it goes to the printing stage without showing what is printing. So often in the past, I've been in a rush, I've gone print, it's twisted just like it did then, and it's printed the wrong model. Because I haven't come back till it was like an hour later. So that's my only complaint about the encoder wheels. But that will, I guess I'll talk about it in the review, but really, everyone else does it, it's just, that's my only thing I would improve on the Prusa. Everyone's distracting me with ass. She was saying the Ethereum network's gotten a lot nicer, it only took 2 minutes to validate. Cool. Cool, alright, well that was, it even says, that was fast, wasn't it? Check the final look in the picture. Check the final look with the picture. Checked everything. Let's move to heatbed and PSU. Alrighty, well that was easy indeed. Okay. I'm just going to fire up Streamlabs so I don't miss anything. I do apologize, guys, if I miss any notifications. I am building a printer after all. It's insane multitasking. My parents don't know how I do it. They're like, how do you see the chat and build a thing? I don't know how I do it. Just do it. Yeah, the Prusa with a touchscreen would actually be really cool. Like, I am enjoying the Chinese machines that have touchscreens now. It's just a nice touch. I have to say the best touchscreen I've ever used was the CraftBot Plus with the 32-bit controller. That was really crisp, really responsive. So I would love to see that level of touchscreen responsiveness on a Prusa. That would be really nice. Okay, sorry, I'm just making sure Streamlabs is... I have to click like 10 screens to get into it because it wants to verify all these things. Things connected to things. Yes, yes, maybe. All right, well, while that's loading, oh, there it, of course, loads now. Notifications, where are my notifications? Cool, okay, I got the notifications up. Okay, heat bed and power supply assembly. Let's do it. Bam. Okay, I guess I should address as well the power supply that's provided with a Prusa in regards to my previous issues with shocking myself, I suppose. You'll notice that the Prusa kit comes with this. So this is a 3D printed enclosure that seals off the main components of the power supply and keeps it safe from prying fingers. You don't wire this up yourself. It's completely enclosed with a plug IEC cable. Now the question is, would this pass, I guess, certification if it was an assembled machine in Australia? I don't know, it's 3D printed, but in regards to being safer compared to other 3D printing kits, it's infinitely better. So this one I don't believe has I was looking in the forum, I don't think it needs a switch. I think it just comes as is and it automatically selects between 120 and 240 volts, if I'm correct. So I don't need to change that. Mickey Man Mike saying the MKS Touch should be usable on quite a lot of printers. Yeah, it should actually. It would be interesting to retrofit a Prusa with one of those. But yeah, what I'm getting to is the power supply provided is quite safe. Unless you do the ground issue that I had, I don't know what the protocol is on that. But as long as you have ground connected, which you should because there's a ground pin, you're not going to have any issues. Okay. So before we get into this though, we need to do the heat bed. And let's take a look at the heat bed. Okay. So this is the Prusa Mk3. I don't know where, like, between 42 and 52, I don't know where that went. I asked him in his in the interview with Joe, and he was like making a joke about China. So this is a work of art, really. It's got CNC routed slots at the bottom with magnets inserted, which allows the spring steel plate to sit on top. And then you can remove the print surface, and the induction probe still works. Scott Wilkinson is asking, do I think 250 watts is sufficient? I believe so. The voltage is higher. It's 24 volts. I believe it. Where does it say? Does it not say? Okay, well I'm going to assume you know more than me and that it's 250 watts. But 250 watts at 24 volts, what's the average? I need a calculator. Someone in the chat calculate for me. It should be more than enough. The heat bed, remember, once it's heated up, doesn't draw much current, and I assume that's a high quality power supply that actually can put out 250 watts properly, not 250 watts like peak or something like that. Famous last words. It has a ground pin. Daniel, is there a way to get your tolerance test if the ground mode payment isn't working for us? Yes, I can't do it right now. But just send me a message on this channel. I'll do it after the stream. I can just send you a little code or something. You just have it for free. It's fine. Okay. Heat bed. So we need this thing. What's this one? One of these. Yeah, Mac is right. So you can halve the wattage required if you jump up twice the voltage. Okay, Ross is saying 10 amps would be 240 watts. That's plenty. 10 amps, it sounds like a lot, but keep in mind a lot of things work in hobby amps, I like to call them, from the robotics industry. You see remote control car speed controllers saying they can do like 200 amps. It's bull, they can do like 20. I'm used to working with absolutes because of robot controllers, so 10 at that voltage is plenty. That's plenty of current. Hold on. One of the CE marks is, the other is EU conformity. Mike's Tech World, Joe said he made a Mark 50. Oh, okay, so he made the Mark 52 to confuse the Chinese, which is what I got from the interview. And Scott is saying it's listed under the printed plastic part. part. Seem to be concerns in the Prusa forums. Okay. Well, I haven't had any issues with my assembled Mark III, but who knows? We'll keep an eye on it. All right. Nylon. We need... Where is this? A little 3D printed heat bed cable cover. Interesting. I'm not sure where that is. Oh, there it is. It is in the power supply and heat bed box. Makes sense. Michael Gamper, any idea how long the stream will be? I have no clue. I'm going to go till it's finished, and that might be 3 hours, it might be shorter, it might be longer. It will be archived and put up on the channel afterwards. By all means, you're welcome to stay, welcome to come back later. You're not going to miss too much, I'm just here to hang out with you guys. Hey, someone subscribed. Lulz Web Tech, thank you so much, dude, appreciate it. Alright, that's the new spool holder. So this is a bit of an improvement over, where is it? This abomination. I'm sorry, but I hate this spool holder design. Because like if they flex a little bit out, the spool falls through and it's a very small opening. But actually, fun fact, Joseph ended up injection molding these because he had to fulfill orders and their print farm was taking too long. So he loves printing stuff. So that's why this is the new spool holder and this is a much better design. Hey Spike, thank you so much for the 10 bucks. Not seen the first donation yet. There was a couple, but I really do appreciate it. And I think Shivel was the first ever person to donate in a cryptocurrency, which is awesome. It's really cool. So this is how it works, it sits on there. You clip it in place. I'm not going to do it yet, but it's a much better design. So they're listening. Okay, make sure I can see the chat for you guys. Chris, any idea how long it would take a beginner to put together a Mark III? Give yourself a good weekend or two. Take your time, read through the instructions, and just maybe a couple of lazy Sundays or a whole weekend. You can put it together much faster. I've seen people do workshops in a couple of hours, but it's fun to just take your time. You know, if you're buying a kit, just enjoy the process. So yeah, I would do it over the course of a weekend or two. Alrighty, so we're going to get this nylon filament, and we're going to use pliers to cut one end to be sharp. And no, I'm not going to break the spool holder like Joel did. It's possible that it was already broken on his though. Alright, I'm going to make this into a little point. Animation creation for the fees to donate in crypto. I don't know what the transfer fees are. The system I'm using doesn't charge fees, but there might be fees on the brokerage side of things. Again, I'm very new to it. But normal donations have very low fees. It's just PayPal versus Super Chats, which take like 30%. So I really appreciate this over Super Chats. I might not even bother with enabling monetization on this channel actually, because Google is taking the piss. Okay, so this goes in like that. Very nice. So that's in like this. Joel Tilling just subscribed. Thank you, Joel Tilling. Have you ever heard of 3D printing? It's this new thing. I think you'd like it. I'm sorry, Joel. I love you, man. Alrighty. That's alright. Joe can take it. Actually, do you guys know Joe's been nominated as the 30 for 30 European business owners? So 30 under 30. Because he's my age. He's my age and he owns a massive company. That's something to aspire to, I gotta say. He's done an incredible job. 3D printing nerd. Gummy and Chen, $13. Thank you so much. Love my Mark III. Printing almost 24/7. Really like your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Yeah, look, the Mark III I've got assembled has been having no issues going almost non-stop. And Brendan with ass. How long before 8-bit boards and 20x40 displays are obsolete? I think they're already obsolete. I'll be honest, the machines again coming out of China are often 32-bit now, and they'll often have full color touchscreens like we saw on the JG Aurora A5. So I think we're already starting to see that change, and I think Joe's been honestly focusing on the more important things, which is the usability side of things, like the smarts. But I think the next one, the i4, he's never going to make an i4, but the Mark IV will have a better screen. I almost guarantee it. But it'll have to be open source because that's how Joe rolls. So we're going to assemble this by getting the cables in place, getting our little cover, making sure it's all routed through correctly. How does this work? So this one doesn't go through the cable connector, only... Oh, it's just protecting it. Okay, that's fine. And Chris Oates, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Man, you guys are blowing it up. Trying to assemble a printer here. Jeez. Joking. Alrighty, so we've got a little protector here. It's the small touches like this that separate the Mark III and similar machines from the really low-end budget printers, because you're not going to get like cable protectors. You'll have to sort of wing it or use the community's designs, because you'll end up getting wire fatigue issues down the line. This isn't going to make the printer print better. It's just going to make the printer last longer. And it's just small considerations which really shows, you know, these machines have been in development for a long time and slowly improved. Okay, there's a very specific wire routing for the thermocouple, which is saying not to go too close to the screw. Chris, sorry, we'll stop donating. No, that's not what I said. No, I really appreciate it, everyone. Luke, don't know if I mentioned, but Audi are re-releasing the Touch. Oh, cool. That's awesome to hear. I will definitely check out the Audi printer. They must be selling so many. And Eddie's saying there's a new strain relief you should print. Okay, I will look into it after the stream, and I will consider printing a new one. Okay, so this runs down the side, like this, I guess. Okay, wrap it around a few times. Okay. Let's do that then. It's very strange instructions. Use a spiral wrap and wrap the cables from the heat bed, including the nylon. Okay. I don't know which one's which though. I think it's the smaller one. Did I say wire fatigue or wife fatigue? I said, let's go with wire fatigue. What about Angus fatigue? Angus is allowed to get tired. It's actually pretty incredible when you're making videos and things, just how you forget, like, the time goes so fast. I spent most of yesterday designing a new model, which will be announced soon. It'll be on Patreon first, and then it'll be on the channel, but I'm like, where did the time go? It's like midnight now. It's just really funny when you work for yourself, you forget that to give yourself like a 9 to 5 structure, so you often end up working a lot more. But I love it. It's just, I'd never change it. It's the big diameter wrap. Okay, fair enough. What's the spiral wrap by 1? Let's double check forwards to see the power supply. Just 1 second, bear with me. 3D Printing Nerd. Oh my god, you've got Ethereum too? Thanks, man. Ethereum seems to be the new one, the new hot one. Thanks, dude. Shout out to 3D Printing Nerd, who printed the biggest 3D print I've ever seen for a long time, actually. Seattle Space Needle, is that what it's called? It looks like this one is different. Yeah, I'm going to go with the smaller one for now. I have others if I need more. Little one for the X cable, the bigger one. Okay, fair enough. I will go with the big one then. I will trust your judgment, dudes. You seem to know more than me. What's this? Oh, shit, was linking to something else. There we go. Holy crap! James Beam, keep doing what you do. Thank you so much for the 25 bucks. Holy crap. You guys are nuts. I'm just putting a printer together. I really appreciate it. Like, this is my passion, guys, to empower your creativity. I make mistakes. I don't know everything, but I endeavor to share with you what I do to help you learn things and not make the same mistakes I do, and basically empower your creativity. That's been my creed since I started the channel, actually. Which someone mentioned on, I think LinkedIn decided to say it was like a 4-year anniversary or something. I don't know strictly when I started Maker's Muse, but probably about 4 years ago. Ah, cool, and Gummy Chen went on Patreon. Thank you so much, man. I got all the plugins. Because I want to recognize and thank each and every one of you for your support. Alrighty. So this goes around here, around here. I really don't know if it should be this one, because it doesn't fit into the slot very easily. No, it does kind of. Alright, we'll go with that. Animation creations, what's the tax on donations in Australia? Good question. So, I'm going to take a drink of water before I cover that question. So in Australia, I'm registered as a sole trader, which is the same as like a sole proprietor. And essentially everything's taxed, depending on the tier, about 33% or something. So I collect that and pay it to the taxation office minus my expenses. It's expensive. It's Australia, but we get free healthcare and it's safe and whatever, so I'm not going to complain too much. All right, let's move this on. And now I'm going to put a zip tie around there and I'm going to be done with it. Oh, new $5 Patreon. Thank you. I apologize if I missed it, but I really do appreciate it. All right, this is going to go on around here. Cool. Chris Oates, expenses being 3D printers. Well, no, actually. It's tricky because I don't pay for a lot of them because they get sent to me for review purposes. So for everything else I buy, yes, it's an expense. Oh. Hey, Eddie, thanks so much. Because you're a good dude, a beverage on me. Appreciate it. I will definitely enjoy a nice frosty beverage. But no, expenses on 3D printers, unless I purchase them, which I do for some of them, like I purchased the Fabricant Mini and the Up Mini. They're not expenses, I can't claim them. But hardware and things I can claim against tax. So I really need 2 screens. Okay, let's move on from this one page. So we now need those little things. Let's grab those. Okay. Okay. Choop. That's a nice little bushing actually. That's really nice. Little steel ring. Okay. So for the following steps, please prepare a Mark III by 14B screw. So that would be a countersunk, like this one. And then the spacers. And yes, yeah, I can also claim some rent, depending on the floor space percentage, because this is all used for work. And I can also claim a percentage of phone and a percentage of internet. I have learnt how to account. I've had to teach myself how to do accounting, and it has not been easy. Okay. So to make this print bed, we now need to push the carriage to the front and place the heat bed behind. And then locate a hole in the center of the wire carriage. Place one spacer on top of the hole. And then we adjust it with an Allen key. I'm following the manual like exactly. I'm not going to skimp on it. Shivel, thank you. More Ethereum champion. And I'm now going to put it in place. Okay, that's pretty simple. So it's basically letting you locate the center one, and then you can go out from there. That's a pretty good way to do it. Unless you just stuff it up like I did. No. Someone was asking if I didn't live in Australia, where would I live? I don't know. I have to be honest, I really like the look of New Zealand. I really love green flowing mountains. So New Zealand would be really nice. Yeah, this bit's gonna take a while. Okay. But yeah, I'm a bit of a social recluse. I don't like cities and big busy areas. Use the Allen key to line it up. Come on, come on. Okay, there we go, that's lined up. Now get the screw. Yeah, I read the manual because I fear Joe's wrath if I don't. There we go. Alright, that was tricky, but it wasn't too difficult. The manual explained how to do it. Yeah. This is the point where I found I had the carriage the wrong way around. No, my carriage is okay. What's the internet like in New Zealand? From what I've heard, it's better than Australia. Apparently it's faster, or just easier to get fast internet, but I could be wrong. But yeah, apparently it's pretty good. I was playing a game last night, and it's an Australian hosted server, and I was getting like 100+ ping on it, and we have a 100 megabit per second connection on fiber. I'm like, how does fiber lag? And I think it's because our local networks have been oversold, like the local exchanges. There's too many connections. So even if you have fiber to the premises, it still lags. Joseph is watching always. Hey Bloodhorn, thanks for the $5. Where do you get stuff like bearings, aluminium rods, etc.? The closest industrial place to me hates selling piecemeal. Oh, I missed it. It's alright, I'll find it again. They charge like $16 for a 608 bearing. Are you in Australia? Because that's going to influence my answer. Because, to be completely honest, Australian engineering supply companies are shit. There's a few exceptions, but generally they hate to talk to you unless you're like a frequent frequent client. They want, as you said, they want you to buy multiples of things because their systems are so archaic. They use catalogs still to ring up your orders. And often they'll just order it from somewhere else and pretend they have it. So I've been quoted like $100 for 2 tiny timing pulleys, which I then got a friend to buy from Mk3 in America for like 99 cents. Oh, okay. Well, that answers your question. Go to mkmastercar.com. Mk3 is like heaven. We can't get access to it because they refuse to sell to Australians, but you can buy pretty much everything engineering you want for almost next day delivery, and it's reasonably priced. It's not stupid cheap, but it's definitely affordable for what they sell. Another one which is good is SDP-SI. So that's SDP-SI. I've forgotten what it stands for. That's another good one that sells, singles of things. People talking about snakes. We don't see too many snakes here. It's still pretty urban, but going up in the hills, I've almost run over a python. Really big green python. And I've seen a few red-bellied black snakes, a few brown snakes. They really keep to themselves. You really need to be unlucky. Bloodborne, does Mk3 no longer have the industrial account only limitation? I don't know. If it does, that would be new, because I have a lot of friends who used to use it. They have been a bit dickish about things, I'll be honest. I guess they just want to supply big suppliers. Come on, there we go. It feels really unnatural for me to have a print bed that has no springs. I'm so used to every i3 I've ever put together having like springs, but because it doesn't need it, it's the mesh leveling, which isn't perfect. Ideally, you want to level it properly in an ideal world, but this is so much easier. All right, making some good progress. JT, no super chat. Let's just. Oh yeah. I just got a new job. Well done, Daniel. Congrats. Yeah. So whatever you like. You don't have to donate either. I just appreciate your support in other ways. But yeah, this channel doesn't have super chat because it's not monetized. So I was just saying earlier that YouTube's changed their rules on monetization to channels that get 4,000 hours over 12-month watch time and 1,000 or more subscribers. Now this channel's actually surpassed that already. It's got about 5,000 hours and 3,000 subscribers, but it's still not monetized because they have to manually review it. And of course, because they're manually reviewing it, it's like taking forever. They're saying it's going to be the end of the month, which is a long time. So honestly, don't worry about super chat. It's crap. YouTube has already turned its back on small creators, so the link in the description for the donation is much preferred if you're going to donate, but again, it's not required, guys. Everything goes towards supporting the stream, but you've already been so generous. I don't know what to say. I really, really appreciate it. Oh wow, so many screws in one bed. Jakku saying, Little Logs, you're using 1UpCoin. Literally adding YouTube support right now. I see you did the Twitch workaround. I did. Dude, thank you so much for making the system. You got to work out a way to get money from it, like a small percentage, because I noticed you don't charge for it. And yeah, I looked everywhere for a crypto integration, and I couldn't see anything, except yours works really well. And yes, I did have to do a slight alteration to make it work for YouTube. That's super cool. Thank you for joining. yeah, I'd be more than happy to beta test anything for YouTube. Let me know. Get in touch. More than happy to support you. Right, so last one at the back's a little bit fiddly. Let's get it in. There we go. All right. So these screws are in. That wasn't too bad. I mean, it was fiddly, but not like a frustration fiddly. It was more like putting an Airfix model together. You know, little bit difficult, but enjoyable. I would be careful with screws and things not to scratch the heat bed because the traces are right underneath that coating. It's a little bit delicate, so just be careful there. Cool. Alright, so that's... Oh, do not fully tighten the screw. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I did the center screw first, didn't I? I'm going to leave it. I'm sure it's fine. I can always adjust it later. You guys are champions. Thank you so much. And Lady Muse is back. Hello.
Hi. What kind of criminal currency are you dealing in?
Ethereum.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, power supply, guys. Up to the power supply. So again, recapping, fully protected. Really appreciate that on Joe's team. There's no mains wiring you have to do, which is stupid, and I hate that kits come with like mains wiring components. So we need M3x10s, which are in here, and M4x10, which would be this one. That's the first M4 we've come across. Mr. Stufus just ordered new smooth rods from somewhere in Germany because those are my Mark IIs are made out of cheese. Yeah, that is one thing that he did have to clear up, and they are shipping them free, but unfortunately a few of the Mark III kits did come with very soft stainless steel rods. It's just you know, stuff happens. But at least he's trying to clear it up. Okay, so we've got our power supply. I'm going to mount it onto the machine. So we've got 4 mounting points, including these little tiny T-nuts that I put in. Luckily I didn't forget them. Almost forgot them. And this mounts like that, I believe. Yes. Alright, it's going to be pretty easy. So, there needs to be two M4x10s. And don't electrocute myself. I'm never going to live that down.
That's some handy advice.
Yeah, Teresa's always with the handy advice. I will endeavour not to electrocute myself. Don't touch wood, not touch metal.
Yeah.
Because then I will electrocute myself. You can't put the washing machine on.
Okay. I'll just have to stink up the joint then.
That's fine. You are stinky.
Thanks. I try.
Don't forget the T-nuts. Yep, they are in place. Don't you worry. I almost forgot them before, but 3D Gustner, shout out, helped me not forget them. Alrighty, get these in place. So we've got one and another one. Sean, do I know the prices of filament at Frontier 3D? I do not. I haven't seen Tim for over a year. I don't live in Perth anymore. Give him a call though. He's very receptive. He's a nice guy. He might have some old stock for cheap, but he used to carry Color Fab, which is expensive but very nice. But yeah, give him a call. Tell him Angus says hi. Sweet. Oh yeah, that's the table wobbling, by the way, not the printer. Tell the builders to stop making noise, man. It's just urbanization, isn't it? Or gentrification. Everyone's adding second stories. Everyone's subdividing. Everyone's blah blah blah. Can't get a break. This is out of Sydney as well, you know. Okay, that's in place, and now the heat bed and power supply are done. How about that? Making some pretty good progress. And I keep looking at the floodlights. I need some real lights. Alright, 3D printing nerds back to work. Thank you so much for joining, dude. I really appreciate it. Okay, electronics assembly. We're almost done. It doesn't say to have gummy bears right now, but I'm going to have gummy bears. You can't stop me. Womp. Yeah, Andre's saying he got the notification late. YouTube does that. It's really annoying. I don't know why they stagger notifications. I don't know if it's a system issue. But for streams, it's just useless. For a video, I understand it. You might want to sort of pimp a video like a few days later. For streams though, why send it late? I think it's just either a glitch or they just don't care. Anyway, electronics assembly. So we have the Rambo cover, and we have some plastic parts, and we need a M3 square nut, which is in there, and an M3x10, which is also in there. Excellent. Oh, 2 M3x10s. There's only one. I'm sure there's more in the spares. Teresa, need to soak them in booze first. I actually did make Skittle vodka once, and it made me so sick. Like, the chemicals that are in Skittles just leach out, like all the colouring, leach out into the vodka, and it just was like, gave me the worst hangover I've ever had. So I can't recommend it. So these parts look a little bit rough, but I think it's just because they're PETG, and PETG's got a very high shine to it, so that's probably why they look a little bit, around the sort of cable gland, for example, look a little bit rough. Now I want Haribos. Someone was talking about Obsidian. No update since November. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. The Obsidian team, like, they did really well in the Trinus, so they do have a track record. I hope they actually pull through and deliver. Okay, so we've got the Rambo cover, and that has a square nut that goes in here, and then make sure it's centered, which it is. That's actually quite loose. Turn the rear side of the printer towards you. Okay. Spin this bad boy around. Oh, it's so close. So close. Let's feed these out of the way. There we go. Do all 3D printers come with gummy bears? No, not all. Especially not the Chinese ones. But it just seems to be a thing, like Joseph's continued the tradition. I don't know who started it, but he's continued it. Alright, so we've got some mounting holes here. And we want these two holes. So these are the little hinges. They're actually really quite cute. I don't know how long they'll last, but I guess you don't use them very often. So the screw goes through into them, and then I guess they just tighten onto the frame. Okay. So if you can't see this, guys, it's a little bit small. Again, I'm working on getting another second camera. Oh, thanks for the $10, Daniel. Love you. Love you too. I really appreciate the support. Just doing what I do, making the printers. And this one goes at the top. We don't put it in yet because we're going to get our door and put the door. Who's angle grinding? Like, why? What are you doing? Like, what are they making? It sounds like someone's just like hacking at something with the wrong tool, like an angle grinder. Well, they should be using something else. Classic. Okay, so then this little one goes in the top here. That's a pretty neat design. I do quite like that. You know, if you need to get into the power supply, you can, but overall, I don't think anyone's gonna ever open this again once the printer's working. James saying, I think you should keep the zombie chasing the donations graphic. Lady Muse will be working on some graphics, but yeah, I like that one too. It's pretty funny. Okay, there we go. That's quite a nice little design. Excellent. Yeah, using an angle grinder to cut steel that's 5 feet thick. Most likely. Mr. Stoofus, I think E3D stopped using them due to an issue Haribo had exploiting labor. Yeah, the wax they used, there was a controversy about it coming from basically slave labor sources. Yeah, the Charuba wax, whatever it's called. Yeah, the world's a pretty nasty place, to be honest. But, anyway, yeah, the smaller one. You guys are dead right. Dead set. Alright, so we're going to wrap this x-axis. Gizmo 3D is a top-down DLP. I actually had a Gizmo 3D for a while. They're very much industrial machines. I wasn't really able to properly test and review it, so it never went ahead. I actually sent it back to them. It's very much an industrial unit. I mean, you have like a whole bath of resin. You know, it's like 10 liters or something it can hold. And resin's not cheap, and it's, you know, not the safest thing to handle, and it does have a smell, so it is an industrial machine that can do amazing prints, though. Don't bring up the 1010. They keep emailing me. Like, the Chinese company responsible keeps like trying to get me to review or something, like the same machine. I don't know. I should just reply saying, look, I've reviewed your piece of crap machine already, and here's the video. I don't know. Bring back Fusion tutorials. There will be many more tutorials in future. Don't you worry. It's only been a few weeks. It's actually been like a month or two. I don't know where the time's gone, but there will be more Fusion tutorials. Okay, we have wrapped that. Oh, geez, Timothy, thank you so much. Thank you for all the great content. I really appreciate it. I'm more than happy to bring this sort of thing to you. We're up to pretty much the last stage, which is the power board, power control, the control board. So let's grab it. Let's have a look. Where did I put it? Here it is. It's like control board missing. I guess we'll end the stream there. No. Alright. Well, bot, should check your channel sometimes. I've done some vids and we'll be doing some more when I'm better. Cool, no, I'll try to check it out. And JT's videos as well. I do like to check videos out as I can. There's so many of you guys doing awesome content now. I often run out of time, but I'll definitely try to check them out. Okay. So this is the sort of secret source of the Prusa Mk3. As you can tell, if you've ever assembled a Chinese printer, it is not a RAMS. It is it's the latest Rambo, 32-bit. You can plug Wi-Fi into it with the Raspberry Pi. That's with the Octoprint, and it's got all the smarts. It's got freaking fuses. I mean, come on, like it's fused properly with proper blade fuses. It's pretty awesome. So we are now going to get M3x10s. Also, just a side note, guys, when you're handling PCBs and electronics, do this. So like graphics cards, anything like that, do not grab the pins for two reasons. One, there's a slight chance you'll have electrostatic discharge, which will like possibly put voltage and damage things into the delicate controllers. But mainly you have quite corrosive oils in your fingers, and if you touch the circuit board, it can cause unnecessary corrosion. Not a massive deal, but it's just good practice to hold things like this by the side. And put them on a non-conductive surface. Or a proper conductive surface, if that's what you've got, like a proper static safe mat, which I do not have. Right, we've got M3x10s, we've got 6 of these. That's correct, and we'll put it into place. This is really quite fun to put together, actually, at this point. Quite simple, really going together nicely. So we've got some nuts for you to put in. Of course, it's got nuts. That's how it works. Come on. Push those into place. It is definitely a better solution, I will admit. Having nuts means that you're not going to have to worry about plastic stripping. In this circumstance, the plastic's quite thin, so a nut will definitely help hold a proper thread. Yeah, actually, speaking of new channels, guys, I will do a stream probably next Saturday, not this Saturday coming, on basically everything I do around monetizing and making this my full-time job, to help you guys sort of get an idea around the external stuff of YouTube, as well as my tips on getting that first 1,000 subs. I really want to do that as a service to you guys, because I think it is a bit unfair what YouTube's done, and I want to sort of share what my experience was and what I've learned as well along the way. All right. What if you don't have nuts? I always have the nuts. Let's line this up. Okay. Brass inserts. That's not a bad idea, actually. Threaded inserts are really quite cool. They're usually used in injection molding, but you can do what I've done before and get a soldering iron, put the little brass inserts, which are basically like a knurled nut with a thread on the middle, put them on the end of the soldering iron and just slowly push them into the plastic and then remove the soldering iron. They melt into place, harden, and they're like an indestructible thread. Really, I should do a video on it. Because I use them for like my robots, for example, and they're really good. They're really effective. Justin3D, do I have any tips for the hour side of YouTube problems too? Yes. I will go more into detail, but the trick with YouTube is, let me put it this way. Let's say you spend 6 months on a 3-minute video describing an awesome project you've made. And it's like, goes viral, right? So you get like 1 million views of that 3-minute video. What if you instead spend that time making like tutorial content on topics that you're very experienced in, and the tutorials are 10 minutes long, and you end up having like 20 videos in a few months period that are 10 minutes long. If someone only watches half of a video, it's still 5 minutes, and YouTube prefers the 5 minutes over the amazing 3 minutes. So it's tricky because to get the subscribers, you need the amazing content sometimes. So it's worth doing those videos. But what I recommend is to do, start with tutorials and things you're comfortable in, and don't wait to try to get something better. Like, start now and try to find that niche of something that you're very, very good at, and do slightly longer videos. That's why Makers Muse tends to be like 10-minute long videos, because if they're like 2 minutes, 3 minutes long, YouTube, you really have to get views for YouTube to care these days. So I still do both, but that's my recommendation. Longer videos will get more watch time. Simple as that. Obviously, I'll go into more detail during my stream. Okay, we've got our Rambo mounted. A skewed view 3D, how do I donate? There's links in the description for donation. You can even use crypto if you like now. I really do appreciate it, but it's not compulsory by any means. So let's get this mounted. How do I do this? How does this work? Oh wait, what? So you have to insert them into the holes and tighten them just slightly. That's a bit strange. No super chat. Nope. Again, this channel isn't monetized by YouTube. Going back to it, even though I have a really big channel, this side channel, YouTube hasn't monetized it. They don't care. They don't care if you've got an existing channel, because this isn't monetized. Because this is a different channel, it plays by the same rules, and they haven't enabled it. I've requested it. But yeah, don't worry about super chat, guys. It's really not that great. If they're not going to let me have it, then I'm not going to support them. Okay. So how does this actually work? I'm just going to do a test fit. It's a bit strange. I'll be honest, it's a bit strange. Kind of goes like that, and then this goes like that. Yeah, fair enough. More easy to connect all the cables before mounting the box to the frame. Cool, I will do that indeed. Cable management's going to be the fun part. Alright, Eddie's saying, if you tighten the top one up fairly tight, you can just clip it in, tighten the bottom and be good. Plastic gives just enough to fit in. Alright, I will try that, but I'm just going to see what the instructions tell me regarding the wiring. So, you still hear me? Yes, I almost pulled the USB out then. Alright, so we're going to start with the X-axis motor, which goes into the one on the end, which aren't actually clearly labeled. I mean, they are, but you can't see them. It's under the plugs. Okay, that's our X-axis. And pull the spiral wrap in the slot and leave some slack. Okay. Like that. going to tighten this top one up. Sorry if this is a little bit dull, guys. This is where it gets a bit tricky. I am going to follow the manual exactly. That's just how it is. That way I can sort of get a really good feel at what a newcomer would experience. That's how I like to review printers, like exactly how a newcomer would approach it. A newcomer wouldn't know any better than to follow the manual. Daniel, why do I choose YouTube Live rather than Twitch? Twitch is really iffy with monetization. They want you to stream a lot, whereas I don't want to have that I guess, demand. Hey, that was really good. I like, my audience is on YouTube, and I like the fact that people could just subscribe to one or the other. They don't have to subscribe to live. But Twitch needs a lot of streaming, and it's not like you can't archive it. It loses the videos after a while. At least it used to. You used to delete them after a little while. Chat is keeping you entertained. Fair enough. Yeah, no, Super Chat is easy to donate on, but they take 30% cut. 30% goes straight to YouTube's pocket. So that's a bit painful as a creator. And yeah, I've applied for it. They just can't be bothered enabling it. Okay, so that's in place. Close this, and then we're going to do the screws. Oh, you gotta shove the Allen key in at an angle. That's hacky. Oh, come on. That is a bit hacky. Come now. That's a bit hacky. Anonymous donated $9 in Ethereum. Thank you so much. That's sweet. I'm so glad that you guys are finding that actually works and using it. Thank you. Wellbot's saying Twitch allows videos to stay up now, I believe. Yeah, I think they've changed it now, but still, my life is on YouTube. I prefer to support YouTube. And as you can see, all the alerts work across it. And I'm not going to stream for 24 hours. That's not something I'm capable of doing. And the bottom one you can do up as well. Okay, that works. Still a little bit of a hack doing like that, but it works. Alright, cable management. This is where it's going to get tricky. This is why I hate this part. I usually just throw it together for reviews. Alright, so in the following steps we will manage all cables on the printer. We've tested several ways and this seems to be the most efficient. Tighten all zip ties carefully as you might pinch or break the cables. Turn the printer on its power supply side and start from the bottom all the way to the top. Okay, so let's turn it on its side. Alrighty, you guys can see that right? Yes, yes you can. Okay, so we're going to run our cables all the way across. So we're going to start with the Z-axis motor, which is this one down here. It is suggesting a little bit of wire fatigue protection there, zip tie, of course. Okay. Yeah, look, Twitch is fine. I mean, a lot of creators find Twitch to be the fact they're the most suitable platform. For me though, I mean YouTube just seems to work a lot better for what I do. Do I want to go in or out? Not sure which way I want to do it. Okay, that's probably best. Don't want to do anything to the laptop while I'm focusing on this. Okay, looks pretty good. Nice. Yeah, look, if the donation thing's not working, don't worry about it. You shouldn't have to sign up. It should, but yeah, every method has its ups and downs. It's tricky as a creator to figure out a good one. Why is text such a pain in Fusion 360? Because Fusion 360 is kind of like everything in the kitchen sink. So it's definitely could be improved a little bit. They're still working on it. Slide the zip tie through the circular hole in the frame to create a loop. Pull it tightly so it's snug. Is it saying to actually run the cable over the top? Really? That's a bit dodge. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm gonna run it underneath. I can't. The power supply's in the way. Fine. I'll just follow the instructions. Yeah, the guy's still freaking angle grinding. How many discs has he gone through? Jeez. Okay, we've got the power supply cables so they can run down here. And then we've got another zip tie point here. Hey, he stopped. Nope. I don't know if he's working on a house or like there's some council project or something, but I really doubt they know what they're doing if they're grinding that long. Like, it sounds like they've made a massive mistake and they're trying to undo it. You should not be angle grinding by hand for that long. It's really just a tool to cut things off, 30 seconds and you're done. I wish Joel were here. He was earlier. Joel did stop by very briefly. He will be missed. But he was here for a little while. So I'm just going to do the cables as per the instructions in this current manual. I can always change them later. I'm not overly worried. Okay. Oh no, I forgot to use this one. That's okay, we've got spare zip ties. Just wait till one disc goes through my window. Luckily it's got a roller shutter door, but it doesn't really do much for sound isolation, as you can tell. This room isn't the best for streaming in terms of keeping the sound out. Oh, I did it again. No, come on. Go through that. Naughty. I got a better room upstairs, which will be where I'm going to be doing the like the news and like more casual like couch streams. But that obviously doesn't have a workshop, so this can't take place upstairs. Shivel saying, one thing I love about this new Make Us Muse live channel, they're fatherless idiots. Yes, that was the point. Which is why the thumbs down at the start was so comical, because the whole reason behind this channel is if you want to see live off-the-cuff content that can go for ages, then subscribe to the live channel. If you want to see the short videos, subscribe to the main channel. Which is why I would hope people who want to be here are here because they want to, not because they want to just thumbs down things. Which is why I sort of laughed about it on Twitter. It was just so sad. Like, who would take the time to do that? Okay, cable management part 5. Take the LCD cables, which are here. Gently push them into the aluminium extrusion. Okay, whatever you say, Mr. Joseph. Okay. Okay, that's one. Cover the door in great stuff foam. Unfortunately, I need the roller door to still function. So I can't really cover the roller door in anything. Otherwise, it's not going to work as a roller door anymore. It is what it is. One day we'll have a proper, like, Tony Stark style workshop. That's my dream. You know, with cars and robots and 3D printers. But till then, I'll just have to cope with this. Okay, we've got this in place. And now it's saying these cables go down this way, and these go this way. Oh my god, what's going on now? Oh, it wants it to go underneath. Alright then. Yeah, you definitely got to follow instructions for this one, guys. You cannot wing this. There is no way you could make this up and then get it right. It's a little bit strange. I mean, it'll be neat, but it's weird. It's very weird. No. Missed the hole. Another zip tie bites the dust. I will get this printer done today, I swear. Come hell or high water. There we go. Alright, so that's weird. You'll definitely have to look at the instructions for that. Alright, Joshua, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Okay, so now, cable management part 7. Slide the zip tie through the circular holes to create a frame loop. This time, place the LCD cables carefully in the zip tie. Oh, so this is like everything now. Everything leads up now. Okay, I might do that zip tie last actually. Tempted to connect it first. Yeah, let's just go for it. I can always cut it. Mickey Man Mike, have I noticed Simplify 3D is losing its edge of late? Kind of, yeah. I want to do another slicer comparison because a lot has changed since I did my last, which was like start of 2015, like 3 years ago. A lot has changed in the slicer world, and Simplify 3D is still like one of the most powerful, but the others have become so much easier to use now. It's ridiculous. Whereas Simplify 3D is very powerful but quite difficult. But also, like Joseph pumping so much money into Slicer, it's become really good now. So I definitely need to do an update because there's all these new ones like ISSL. I need to there's a new version of Craftware. All of them. Yeah, Matter Control. People are mentioning in the chat, which is Matter Hacker's one. There's heaps of new ones. So I definitely need to update that. Yeah. What's this? You have 82 minutes left after then will Subnautica be live? I'm not sure what you meant. I do play Subnautica, but I haven't ever streamed with it. Alrighty. How long are we going? I have no idea. Okay, I think we can connect them now. Hopefully. We'll see how we go. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very fiddly. Okay, let's connect these bad boys. Oh, need to get this one in as well. This one in. And just one zip tie that goes through it. Oh, so Subnautica's going to stream their launch event. Cool. We've actually, it's been out so long, I've played pretty much all of it. It took so long to get out of alpha. It might even be worth starting again, to be honest. I remember when Markiplier was like, oh, that's an interesting game, I'll just play a few episodes. And he did like 85 episodes or something on it. And that's when I was sort of thinking, oh, okay, this game might be worth looking into. I do highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Most definitely a bit of a time sink though. Sweet. Alright, well that's our bed in place. Let's see if it still moves properly. It's good to me. Yeah, a lot of people mention Idea Maker. I do quite like Idea Maker. It is a little bit like Simplified 3D. It doesn't have the process-driven approach, but a lot of people don't need that. And it's a lot of, you know, these days 150 US is a printer. It's a lot of money for this industry. Right, so next would be wiring. Okay, so we've got the power supply and heat bed power cables, which would be down here. I might have to turn it outside to do this easier. Cool. I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming, I'll be honest. Hopefully not too late. So I need to make sure I get these correct, because these are... This is fiddly. So we've got power in, bed out. Bed in and bed out? Interesting. Take the first cable from the power supply and connect the pair of wires to the easy board using a bundle of Phillips. Need the Phillips head. Okay. Phillips head. Oh, Idea Maker added something like processors in 305. I need to go look at that again. Thank you. Cool, I appreciate it. That's interesting. Okay, so our power supply comes in from here, and it has these cables. So now we do have a positive and negative, red being positive and black being negative, and they go in to the positive and negatives. So again, sorry you can't really see it because it's too freaking fiddly, but I'll just get these in place. Okay, positive first. There are 2 bundles coming with the power supply. Yep. Yeah, it's a lot easier if you haven't mounted the box together. Yeah, understood. I will definitely add that in my notes. Okay, so we've got positive, and then we want negative. Someone's asking how much does it cost to stream? Not a lot of money in itself, but you need a decent amount of hardware. So I'm using a webcam here, which is a C920, which gives an okay picture, but it does need to be better realistically. Audio quality is important. This is a Rode microphone. It's about $150 or so, Australian. and then you need a fast internet connection. That's the most difficult part to get where we are. So we're running a fiber to the premises connection, which gives us 100 megabit symmetrical. So you can stream in 1080p, which is, I would say, minimum these days. 720 you can get away with, but 1080 is really what you want. And that's negative. But yeah, if you have a mobile phone, you can stream from that. You can use your own data. If you have a large data plan, maybe uses like a gig an hour or something, if that. I might have said I'd do the cables before mounting, but I didn't. I just followed the instructions. So I'm just working on that now. These all seem pretty good to me though. The wiring that Joe's used it's hard to see the positive on it. It's really, it all looks black, but it's black with like a small amount of red. And you gotta be really careful you wire up correctly. So you don't want to wire the red into the negative because that's going to blow up. Next, heat bed. So heat bed is these cables here. And again, these are polarized. So we've got positive and negative. Ventures in 3D printing, how does it feel to meet someone that watches your content? Interesting actually. Because I'm a mad introvert. Like, I was always shy at school, and you know, I have a few close core friends, but I've never been one to look for attention. So when I went to like the Bay Area Maker Faire, for example, where a lot of you guys knew me very well, it was a really interesting experience. Like, it's really invigorating, but also it does exhaust me because I'm not very good at social interaction. But it's interesting to keep in mind as well, like I don't know a lot of you, so often I'll be kind of like stumped because if someone mentions like, oh, I left a comment or something, I'll be like, I get thousands of comments. So don't be, I guess, don't be insulted if I don't put a name to a face, because I really struggle with that. Okay, next. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm gonna go, honestly. It's completely unknown at this point. Okay, so just to verify, I'm gonna double check that I've got the cables connected properly. I have the positive to A plus, negative to A minus, positive to a B plus, negative to B minus, positive to C plus, and negative to C minus. Making sure I was looking at the correct orientation of the board to figure it out. That's critical. You wire that backwards, you're going to blow your printer up, and then you're going to be down an entire control board, and that would suck. Yeah, so it says, please note that not following these steps correctly could possibly void the warranty on the printer if damage occurs. So it's really important to get it right. I have blown up robot controllers before from remote control combat robots by plugging them in backwards. If you're tired, stop, take a break, come back to this. Tiredness is the enemy. Again, you guys know I make mistakes when I'm tired. Don't do it, it's not worth it. Somebody's being loud with dishes. I might close the doors. I'm closing the doors. Yeah, this microphone picks up everything. Eventually I will have a lavalier mic again that works well, so it will be more localized. But right now, yeah, this is what I've got. Mickey Man Mike, see Angus's Insta poolside shit. That's down at the beach actually. We went down for a coffee. Okay, let's get this going. Okay, I'm going to plug in my motors. Now these aren't critical if you make mistakes. They'll just be the wrong ones. They do have labels, which is very handy. So we've got X at the top, which is labeled correctly as X. Yes, it is. Yes, come on, show me. Yep, X. And then we want Y, which is here. So pull it around. Plug it in here. And then we want Z, two Zs. And they go on top of each other, like so. Yep, looks good to me. Feedback. Do you mean feedback as in the ringing noise, or you like the microphone? Because it's very sensitive. Chris is off. Thanks, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Right. Power supply, power panic, and heat bed thermistor. That's next. So these cables can just sort of go off to the side here, down there, and this can go out here. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, thermistor goes down there in the corner. Oh, sorry, that's the power panic. And this is the thermistor for the heat bed. And this goes on the third from the top. Third. Pretty good to me. Oh, screeching sound. Yeah, that's not good if you're getting that. Should definitely not be getting feedback because it's not feeding into anything. I can't hear it. Okay. Next is connecting the extruder cable bundle. Don't get stuck. Okay, it's going to go through the top here. Oh, it feels so close. So close. Where's that nylon? Okay, so I want the nylon to go into the hole. Okay, let me just pull this back a little bit. Okay, and pliers. Nylon can go into that hole. Cables can go into the container. And a wrap can go down into it. Cool. Any plans of getting a close-up before finishing the wiring? Certainly. Let me just pull this around. You guys can see it thus far. So there you go. That's how it's looking so far. It's going to become a bit tight. Now, I'm not sure if this is even going to be lined up properly. Is that alright? That's fine. My friend's magician just quit heating on the hot end. What do you think's wrong? It sounds like the thermistor cable probably fatigued and broke, if that's where it stopped working, or the heater tube itself has the broken cable. Either way is a dangerous fault situation, so I would replace both components. So that's going through. It needs to go through further though. Honestly, I don't think that's ever coming out. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Okay, so I'm going to now wrap that around, insert the zip tie into the Rambo cover case, tighten the cut tie. Okay, there we go, zip tie in place. That will stop it moving. Cool. Alan's saying watched 6 videos on building the Mark III, that was great. Now you'll be more than prepared when you get one. Okay, so now we have to connect the extruder cable bundle, which is all these freaking wires. Alright, let's do that then. Did I ever review any cubic machines? No, I have not. They did offer, but again, I tend not to take reviews of machines that have already been well covered by the community, so any cubic Mega has already been well reviewed by many people. So there's not much I can add. I'm not going to review it. Okay, so we have many connections. Alright, starting with black, starting with green. Extruder heater, red cable, that's this bad boy. That's going to go in the big plug. Okay, then left hot end fan, which is which one's the hot end fan? Okay, that would be this one, which goes into number 2. Sorry guys, I'd love to give you a close up of this. It's almost impossible to see, for me to see it, let alone to show you guys. Front print fan, red label. Ah, okay, that's clever. They put heat shrink on it, so you can tell which one's which. Again, these are just fans, so it's very easy to tell when you turn the machine on if the right fan is spinning. Like the Noctua should be on all the time. If it's not, then you've put it in the wrong port. So front print fan, that's fine. Filament sensor cable. So this is a lot more cables because it has all these sensors. So the filament sensor cable is this one, and that's going to go right down here. If I can get it in. Where is it? Fiddly, 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 fiddly. Oh, so fiddly. Yeah, I know where it wants to go. I just can't see where. What? Oh, okay. So there's a port with 2 rows of 5 pins, and it pins into the bottom row. So using the lower row of pins, the red wire is on the right, facing the outside of the board. Okay, that's fine. That's a little bit fiddly. Okay. Really close to the edge of the table. Yes, I am. Thank you for the warning. Oh man. D Millen saying twist the end of the zip tie with pliers close to the end, close to the head of the zip tie to leave a soft edge instead of a razor sharp end. That's a good tip, actually. I will definitely keep that in mind because they do get really sharp. They can leave really sharp edges. Okay, extruder motor, yellow label with E. That will be this one, and that's going to go into the extruder section, which is very, very fiddly because it's right next to the... Alright, where's my pliers? Need to give myself a helping hand with this one. So feed this one in. Okay, he's in. I hope it works. I hope everything works. Oh man. And we got the Pinder probe, which is this final one here. And that plugs in right at the end here. All right, that's everything. Oh, except the LCD cables, so you might need those. Yes, okay, let's put them in. Okay, let me put it back up right temporarily. Oh, and I've missed, which one's this? I have missed the heat bed thermistor, I think, or, oh no, sorry, I've missed the extruder thermistor, my bad. Where is that? Oh, at the top. That's why I missed it. Lag is 3 seconds less on a tablet than a PC. Rather see than read, so I'm going back to the tablet. Yeah, the chat lag's interesting actually. It does vary, and there is a faster mode you can use, but it's a bit glitchy. I might have to go online to see exactly where the thermistor goes. It's way too small to see. Oh, let me just verify here actually. Extruder thermistor. Oh, it's down there. Oh, that makes more sense. Okay. Too easy. Well, not too easy. That was a bit of a tricky one. Satisfying. Okay, sorry about that, guys. That took a while. Yeah, this is literally the worst part, figuring out if it's wired properly, because I've many times I've wired things incorrectly in the past. Now I'm just going to do the LCD. So LCD with one stripe is closest to the side, and the LCD with the other two stripes is further away. So one stripe. And two stripes is further inside. This is so funny. This is the worst part, guaranteed. Okay, I'm just going to give it a quick visual inspection, guys. I'll bring the camera closer to you and have a look. So have a squiz. I know it's very dark. I wish there was better lighting on this. I don't know if I can see it. You can see it properly. Oh, it's way too dark. Alright. You know what? I can't actually see anything doing this. I'm just going to turn it on. I was pretty careful putting things in. It is what it is. Okay, I'm actually going to now close it. Make sure all the wires are safely inside. And just get the screw. That nut's fallen out. That's what it was. There was one square nut that fell out of the door. Okay. That's the wrong screw, it's too small. Yeah, a headlamp would be a fantastic idea. I'll know it for next time I put together a Prusa. Okay, there's a very small chance it'll work perfectly. I'm assuming it's not though. I'm just going to make my camera give you a bit more definition. 1 second. Come on. Okay, give them a bit more light. Okay, it's a bit grainy, but it's a bit better. Let's go with that. Alright, a bit more detail. Now we need a IEC cable. Okay. Got a cable. Plugged in. Turn it off. Okay. All let's just do it. You ready? Oh my god. Is it working? Is it doing something? Okay. Okay, printer has not yet been calibrated. Please follow the manual. Where am I? Okay, let's go back to the manual. I gotta do the wizard. Okay. Okay, well it works. I'm going to do the pin to probe adjustment now. So, I'm going to move him down manually. Oh, no, yeah, it's fine. Okay. This is fiddly. I can't see the chat currently, sorry. Okay. Okay, so we move it all the way down. Make sure it's about the same distance across both. Let's further away. Okay. Okay, move the extruder carefully all the way to the right. Make sure the nozzle is not scratching the print surface. Yep, that's fine. Okay, we're going to now move the extruder to the center. Okay, take a zip tie and place it under the pin to center. Okay, that's a pretty good way to do it. The zip tie is a known measurement. Follow the steps. I am following the steps. I'm going to do the pin to probe first. Okay. The probe is here. There's a screw which I'll release. Okay, so that's loose. Okay, and then move this down so it touches the zip tie. Looks good to me. Tighten it up again. Okay. Don't use glue to fix it. The new type of holder, you will not be able to release it again. Okay. Okay, so it should be just a little bit higher than the nozzle, which it is. Perfect. Okay. Sweet, alright, well that's done. I'm going to turn it back on and let's run through the calibration. Okay. Okay, so let's just try to do a home, shall we? Let's do the wizard. Oh, we'll do auto home first. See what happens. Hey! Okay, wizard. Hi, I am your original Prusa Mk3 printer. Would you like me to guide you through the setup process? Yes. Yes. Can you guys see that? Let me move the camera. Someone was trolling and suggested using a credit card with a magnetic bed. Yeah, I saw that on Tom's stream. That was really funny, actually. Yeah, let's move the camera here so you can hopefully see it. Okay, I think. Okay, first I will run the self-test to check the most common assembly problems. Self-test start. Okay, just moving this so I can see. Right, well, this is exciting. Okay, don't you need the print surfaces on there? No, not to start with. The print surface isn't necessary. Does it say anything about a print surface during the step? No, not that I can see. I will grab the 3D printing handbook to have a look though. Okay, it's checking the bed now. Yeah, I can't see anything about a needing to have the print surface on. Oop. I will grab the print surfaces though. So these are the print surfaces, the PEI on spring steel. Again, unfortunately the powder coated ones didn't quite work out, so I've got these. I'm loving the senseless homing of X and Y so much. It's pretty cool. Right, it's testing the bed. I'm just gonna... Oh yeah, that's heating up. Teresa's saying, where's the filament holder? I don't need that quite yet, but I do have... So I have the Prusa Mk3 ready to go. I'm not sure it comes on the SD card that's in it, but we'll just print a test file. And then I think we'll be done. Pretty good time actually, just a little bit over 3 hours. So 9 hours total to build this machine, which is like a, you know, considering I've been chatting and stuff, not too bad. You'll ask if the surface is on soon, okay. Oh, I will run XY calibration now. It will take approximately 12 minutes. Well then. Aaron, love it. Thanks for the subscription, dude. In one of the videos I saw Joseph using a piece of paper for initial calibration. Yeah, look, whatever. Andre, stupid question, why does Prusa not use ball screws for the Z? Look, for 3D printers, there's not a huge amount of worth to have ball screws. The efficiencies you get is good, but the cost is very high. So threaded rods are quite suitable, and you can't really get ball screws this small. It's very difficult. Alright, well that's just going to do its thing. I'm going to come back here and answer your questions. Yeah, 12 minutes during calibration to look forward to. What's all the hype around Prusa Mk3? Nothing. I'm 99% sure this is just filamentum. And yeah, that's just a theory because it's the same spool. But it's decent filament. It's the same color as the gantry. That's the hype. Am I going to Midwest Rep Rap Festival? I am not. I'm going to change the angles while it's doing this. No, I am not. I'm not really going overseas this year. There's too many things to do. It's waiting for me to click. Oh, okay. Oh. Yes, it was. Well done, guys. I didn't realize there was a little tick there. I thought it was just going to do it all itself. Click the button. I clicked it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not used to a machine being so intelligent. I like how it does it on purpose. Runs it to the top. Okay. So what's it saying? Is sheet steel on the heat bed? Well, let's put it on the heat bed, shall we? Yes. Please remove steel sheet from the heat bed. Well, alright then. Why did you just say please remove steel from... Oh my god. Please clean the nozzle for calibration. Yeah, that's clean. Place a sheet of paper under the nozzle during the calibration of searching. Okay, fine, I'll get some paper. There you go. What laptop am I using to run the stream? It's a Dell gaming laptop. It's not really anything special. It's got a 960, I think, graphics card, like the mobile version. Computer hardware progresses so fast. 3DP Iceland, I think Prusa is setting up his own filament factory. He is actually. He is definitely setting up his own filament factory. I'm not sure if the Prusa Mk3 is his own, but he's definitely doing something. It sounds like a paper printer. It does actually. It looks like a paper printer too. Yeah, in terms of streaming, it is very CPU intensive. This is currently spitting out just under 3,000 kilobits a second, which is okay. It's a decent 1080p stream. It could be higher. And you don't want anything that's going to be struggling, because then you drop frames and that's not good. So, yeah. Someone's trying to cut corners, read the manual. I already read the manual enough. I'm just following the instructions on the wizard. The manual actually stopped. The manual's done. Yeah, a dot matrix would be a lot louder. Though the Prusa Mk3s are stupid loud, even on quiet mode. Like, you can hear them upstairs here. It's really loud. Did Joe send this to me to test? Yes. I review printers, so yes, Joe sent me the Mark II originally last year, and then he sent me the Mark III assembled and in kit form. I've been testing the assembled one, and this is the kit. So I get to review it as a kit, and I get to review it as an assembled machine. And in return, he gets product exposure, not that he needs it, and more sales. Providing I like it, which I kind of do so far. Wondered when High Angus would show up. Hi Angus. Keep an eye on that paper when the head goes to the other side, make sure it's over the nozzle. There you go. I think the paper's just there to stop it scraping, just in case. I would assume so. Alan, how long can till I can download this video and watch again? This will be archived and available probably this afternoon, a couple of hours after it's done. YouTube takes probably about half an hour to an hour to encode streams, and then once that's done, I'll just make sure it's okay and let it go. When's the next episode of Budget Makespace going to be? I hope to start filming that today, after this. It took me a long time to set it up again because I didn't have space, but yeah, hopefully soon. It's basically the setup of it, and then next one after that's going to be the first project, and then it's going to be a recap. And that's basically it. Make sure the paper's close enough. No, why? Let me screen off. There we go. Peel the yellow sticker. You mean this one? I'm gonna leave it. Where does this metal sound come from? Is it the printer? Yeah, the printer is making, the stepper motors have a frequency and that's what you're hearing, as well as a bit of a higher pitch noise, but the grinding noise is from some dickhead outside who's been ankle grinding the entire stream. Like 3 hours. Does it come with a spool holder mounted on the top? It does. This is your spool holder. And it mounts there, or like that, rather, or like that. Which way matters? Doesn't really matter. Probably like that. Looks a bit better. I don't like the other spool holder though. Do I know if the XY automatic home with the TMC 2130s is available in Marlin? I do not. I'm not sure what the latest update is with Marlin. Prusa tends to get stuff first and then it tends to slowly filter down. Yeah, okay, it's the angle grinding noise. Yeah, I don't know why people are just constructing stuff all the time in this neighborhood. Okay, apparently Tom did a video on it, and Tom definitely knows what he's talking about. Shivel's saying the spool holder looks much too like a handle. It does. The Wanhao is even worse, because the Wanhao has a metal spool holder. It looks definitely like you can carry it, but it's thin sheet steel, so you pick up the Wanhaos and they just bend. Speaking of, thanks to you guys to let me know that Aldi was going to be selling the Wanhaos again. That's something to keep an eye on. Is the orange that bright in person? It's pretty bright. This camera definitely picks it up a lot more though, but it is a very vibrant orange. Yeah, sorry, the microphone's picking up the printer a little bit. Hopefully I'll get an isolation boom stand for this next time so I can have it off the table. I tried to find something to use like a shock mount and I couldn't, so next step is a boom mic above the table so you don't have to worry about it picking up noises. Every stream I'll improve something, I guarantee it, I promise. Each stream will be slightly better, and I really appreciate you guys joining in, and especially you guys who donated today. Man, blows me away. I really do appreciate it. So thank you. That'll go towards improving the stream. All right, it's doing its thing. Have I tried printing at the claim 200 millimeters a second? No, I haven't. That's a bit fast. I will have to try it though. What will be the first print, and will you stream it complete? Look, I'll see how we go, guys. I will see what's on the SD card. If it's a small print, like a test, I'll give it a go and stream it. Otherwise, I'll update you on Twitter. Because one, I'm getting pretty hungry, and two, just watching a print go for ages, I'm not sure how exciting that is after a 3-hour stream. And it will be another hour or so, depending on how big the files are. But I'll see what's on the SD card, and we'll go from there. Joe did say to update the firmware, which I'll do as well straight after this. So yeah, maybe I'll just do it on Twitter. So at Makers Muse, you'll see the update. Okay, the mic's really good apparently. Excellent. Yeah, I don't know, like, if you're gonna buy a printer in Australia, Aldi's a pretty good option. Like, they're $500 Australian, and you get like 60 days no questions asked returns policy. So if something goes wrong in those 60 days, just take it back. Whereas if you buy a China printer and something goes wrong, you're pretty much done. I mean, you're not gonna be able to do much about it. There's a Prusa logo print that's like 17 minutes. Okay, I'll give that a shot. That sounds good. Deserve to make myself a drink. I do have some water. I came prepared. Oh, this was full when I started. I promise I'm going to get a haircut this week too. This is absolutely ridiculous now. I can't handle it. It's too long. Sweet. Come on. Probably shouldn't touch that while it's working. Right. Mickey Man Mike, over here we have the sales of goods act, so we're covered for a year. Look, we have that too in Australia, but not if you buy a printer from China. If you buy anything in Australia, technically you have like 3 years if it's a tech product. Like with this laptop, they had to stop trying to sell you like warranty extensions, because legally it's a product that should last longer than a year. So if I took this back 3 years later and said, look, it stopped working and it's literally not my fault, they have to honour it by Australian consumer law. But if you buy something from China, what are you going to do? They are in a different country. That's the biggest issue. So it's really nice that Joseph honours warranty, because he's in the Czech Republic. Like, it doesn't matter if he could equally say, yeah, no, you have to send it back to me, which would be like impossible because it's too expensive. It doesn't make any sense. So what technically is the printer doing right now? Currently it is using its inductive sensor over the heat bed with inductive areas to figure out the level of the bed, to make sure everything's calibrated properly, and to figure out if the printer's skewed in any way. So if it's been assembled poorly, there'll be like a skew and it'll know. So that's really important, so the machine is calibrated so it does proper right angles and perpendicular square corners and that sort of thing. Did I know that Tom is mining crypto stuff? No, I did not. I'll be honest, I haven't bought into the crypto stuff too much. I was blown away by you guys actually sending me a tip in crypto. That's awesome. I really appreciate it, because I mean, I don't have the cash to like just invest in things right now, but the idea interests me. The idea of anonymous donations interests me. But at the same time, like, it's being treated like gambling almost, when really I think the value of crypto is for instant international transactions anonymously, with no government influence or very few like third-party companies which are controlled and privatized. That's what interests me. but I don't know too much about it. I mean, I was stupidly blown away by how many cryptos there is, like how many altcoins there is. It's just dumb. Like, people are just trying to make coins just to get a like initial coin offering and trying to make money. There only needs to be a couple. Anyway, that's my views on crypto. D-Millen, is there any parts left over? There is. There's a spares bag. So in the spares bag, got some screws, that sort of thing. But no, there's no... I haven't missed anything. There's no screws or nuts or bolts that I haven't put in. There's a sticker here, which I think goes somewhere. It's the E3D sticker. I don't think it's necessary for the function of the printer. Shiv was saying it's far from anonymous in Australia, as you need full ID to purchase and deal with markets. Well, yeah, that's what ruins it for everyone, isn't it? Australian nanny state are just like, oh, it's used for drugs, so they just ruin it for everyone. Crime angus, you mean crime? Yeah. Well, look, I mean, I used to be into cacti. Go over there. Stupid paper. Is that okay? Improving bed calibrating point 404. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I used to be into cacti in Australia, and then someone figured out that some cacti can be hallucinogens if you like are an idiot, and they made them illegal and made all the nurseries destroy millions of dollars of stock of these cacti that no one would have ever in their right mind thought of smoking, just because it was a possible drug. Anyway. Cool. Please place steel sheet on heat bed. Yeah, see how that goes. She was saying they're planning on taxing it too. Yeah, great. Australia taxes everything. I declare everything. PayPal, Gumroad. Gumroad's a nightmare because I'm registered for GST, which is like Goods Services Tax. So Gumroad, if you're in Australia and you buy something from my Gumroad page, it will charge you GST, which I then collect to then send to the taxation office. But only if you're Australian. For example, YouTube pays me without any GST components because they're overseas. Fun times. Is the other sheet ever going to be released? I'm sure he's working on it, but there were some issues with the powder coated PEI. Okay. XYZ calibration okay. XY axes are perpendicular. Congratulations! Sick! Is filament loaded? No. Okay, let's load some filament. That's a good sign. Okay, this way. That sounded like it broke, but it didn't. It just snapped into place very violently. And I've got no, it's stuck, it's done. I'll move that later, it's not quite centered. Okay, so it's important when you load filament to do like an angle on the tip, like that. I'm going to turn this floodlight off because it's actually burning itself, so sorry if the light gets a bit darker. It's actually slowly melting itself. I can smell it. Okay. It's good. Yeah, it's in place now. It's never coming off. Okay, insert PLA and then press the knob. Alright, let's hope this works. It's like so many things come together to make this one item, and I'm so proud of it. And you guys all join me in the journey. And we have extrusion. Heck yeah. Is the color clear? Sure, why not? Now I'll calibrate distance between the tip of the nozzle and the heat bed surface. Alright then. I'll start to print a line and gradually lower the nozzle. Sounds good to me. It's still angle grinding! What? What the heck? Preset. Computer's being a little bit laggy. No, sorry, this spool's been used on the other Mark III. It was full. JT, it means I'm a tool. Oh dear. So it is a bit stringy, and that's one of my sort of things I've noticed with the Mark III so far that I've been testing. It is a bit stringy with its extrusions. This is just a test, obviously, but when I do more complicated prints, I'm going to be testing to see if I can minimize that stringing between points. He has many angles to grind. Clearly he does. I hope he's earning his money. I know I am. It's like, what do you do for a job, Angus? I build printers on the internet. Alright. So it's slowly doing its thing. Print to a new blade, the plastic will make far less noise. Oh yeah, I should be doing the nozzle adjustments. Whoops. Yeah, that actually looks fine though. A little bit far away, I'll just move that. That's the problem with chat, you guys distract me. It's like, oh, the printer's just printing something I should be adjusting. Alright, SD card. And then let's print something, shall we? Great question is, where did I put the SD card? That is the big question. I know I had it a second ago. Is it in the machine? If not in the machine. Well then, Angus, good job. Right, well I'm going to be naughty and take the SD out of the other Mark III, because I clearly just put it down somewhere and I'll find it when I tidy up. But, yeah, that's how it's going to go. 1 second. The other Mark III, by the way, has been printing tons of amazing things. I can't see it on the floor. I think it's in the pile behind me. No, that's fine. Happy printing! I gotta make a coin I loaded on. Okay, let's do that. See how that goes. I have a maker coin I loaded onto the previous Mark III SD card. I'll find it later. So I haven't upgraded this firmware. Joe did say to do that. It's too much effort to go between the two during a stream. I can't use the computer really. So we'll do the maker coin, and then I'll do some other prints and show you guys on Twitter. How's that sound? Probably fine. Press F to pay respects to the SD card. Alright, I was going to make sure the offset's correct. See, a little bit stringy there, see? Again, might be firmware. Yeah, it looks fine. Might be a tiny bit high, but it'll do. Okay, guys. Yeah, go back to the chat, let that print for a bit. How long will the coin take? Probably about 15 minutes. So I'll stay for the coin. You guys don't have to stay. At this point, I'm pretty satisfied this machine is working correctly. Let's run through my thoughts. The assembly process took us about 9 hours streaming live, and that was with a few issues which were mostly my fault. Reading the manual, absolutely, please read the manual. There was a few things I wouldn't have been able to do without actually acknowledging the manual. It wasn't too fiddly. I've assembled machines that were way more fiddly in the past, and definitely having this on hand made my life a lot easier, because most of the screws in this kit need this size Allen key, which I have in screwdriver form. I think it's 2.5 or something. Double check that. The calibration is ridiculously smart, but there's more cables, so keep in mind the wiring was a bit nasty, a bit difficult. But yeah, it seems to be pretty decent. It's quiet. I mean, the microphone is on the same table. You're getting vibrations transferred to the microphone. I do apologize. I am working on a different mic stand. But I really appreciate you joining me, because this has been like the first real experiment of a proper live build ever on Maker's Muse. I've never done this before properly. And I started the second channel, and you guys came along, you joined me, you've been fantastic in chat. There's been no one I've had to ban or anything. We've had a couple of guys doing mods, and it's really been really good, actually, really fun. And I'm going to be doing more things like this. I think the next thing I'm planning to do is to take the Cocoon Create that I've got from 2 years ago and upgrade it. Like, slowly take apart things and upgrade components. And again, just chat with you guys, answer questions, answer comments, help you out with 3D printing questions. And I really appreciate the support. Like, you've been amazing through the donations. It's been incredible. And as I said, everything will go back into improving the stream setup. Like, I want to have the best possible stream caliber for you guys. In theory, I can stream 4K. In theory, our internet connection is fast enough to do 4K. This laptop certainly isn't. and this camera is not capable of 4K. But in theory, I can stream 4K in future, so maybe we'll build up to that. All right. What time is it where I am? It is currently 1 p.m. Not 1 a.m., 1 p.m. So definitely time for lunch. And Ron, thank you so much for the kind words. Thanks for the build and all your efforts. Very much appreciate it. Hope your printing experiences are just as enjoyable and just as smooth. All your donations for today should be enough for something useful. Absolutely. Possibly a boom stand actually for this microphone. That's more than enough for that. So it's on the table. It means it's not going to have the reverberation from the printing. Have I seen the Cocoon Create complete overhaul? No, I haven't, but that's what I'm planning to do. So I'm going to go check them out actually. I'll look that up. Because yeah, I'm planning to fit to my Cocoon Create the dry-lin bearings. I've already got a Flexion, but I'm going to put the Flexion high temperature on. This spool is tangled. I just noticed. That definitely was my fault. It should be okay for the Maker coin though. Never let your spool ends loose. But I'm definitely going to upgrade the Cocoon Create. I might even put a different control board in it. Some wall foam would be good for this room. Yep, I'm planning to put up stuff to the wall that I can get rid of some of the reverb. Definitely some better lights so I don't keep looking at them because I'm blind right now from looking at these floodlights. Alan's saying, I don't mind long streams, but small streams are better. They're not all going to be this long. I am planning to do like a smaller sort of chat show style stream upstairs in a proper like little setup with a couch. And that's going to be covering 3D printing like updates and news and projects, like things that you would get from a news source, as well as some off-the-cuff commentary from myself and possibly Lady Muse. Scott, kick over to stealth mode to quieten it down. I think it is in stealth mode. Let's have a look. Oh, it might not be actually. Oh my god, that's so much quieter. I thought it was still. The Prusa Mk3 is so much louder than that. That's crazy. Mickey Man might take the lights off a white wall or ceiling. To bounce them, there's... Again, everywhere I've rented ever, it's been awful freaking off-white, off-yellow walls. Like, disgusting. So, I think I need just the proper soft boxes. I used to have some, one of them broke. The other one's pretty dim now. So I just need some good soft boxes and that'll be fine. Yeah, WAN Show 3D Printing Edition. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Just an off-the-cuff news, debates, conversations. That should be fun. I'd really like to do that. Because a lot of things that get missed and I don't have time to make videos on them, but as a stream, I would be able to. It might be just like 3D printing and a drink as well. Like maybe just sit down, have a wine and a chat, or a beer and a talk, I don't know. Cocktail and a chat. Marvin, I follow the same build as you, but my first layer isn't sticking. I get a nest around the nozzle. Your layer height is too far away. You need to, if you're talking about the Prusa Mk3, you need to adjust your Pinder probe. Don't miss that step. And also, you need to make sure your fine-tuning Z is correct. I had to make mine like about 0.4 millimeters closer to the bed, actually. It's quite a large amount. I might adjust the Pinder probe. Currently, it looks like it's printing really good. For WAN Show, you need 2 hosts. Yes, I will convince Lady Muse to do it. 100%. Yeah, don't rent then. I would love to not rent. If you've got to spare like $1 million to buy a house anywhere in Australia, I'd love that. Your stream has some weird bassy thumping noises in the background. That is the printer. Unfortunately, the microphone is picking them up because the printer is on the same table. Let me actually just see if I can reduce it even further. that might help it even more. But yeah, I'm going to get a boom for the microphone so it's separate. Yeah, and yeah, I could have all the different 3D printing guys on Skype. So I can have Joel, I can have Chuck, I can have Japman, any of you guys. We could do like a special guest thing with no gorilla suit, please. Man, the things that she gets up to and I'm not around. Swear to God. Patrick, thanks for the stream. Need to go to bed now. It's been a long day for me as I helped my nephew of 11 build a start. We won from 3D Maker Noob. Awesome. That's sweet. Well done. That's a pretty fiddly machine to put together. A bit more fiddly than this one, actually. Very good price point. Can you have a giveaway quiz? Nope, I do not do giveaways anymore. Mostly because if I was to do a giveaway, it wouldn't even be to grow a channel because I'm not interested in getting more subscribers. The number doesn't matter. It's more about the engagement from you guys. And competitions historically, they boost subscribers, but not engagement. So I don't do giveaways. I'm more than happy to link to other people doing giveaways. But yeah. How price in Perth is cheap now? Hey Larry, thanks for subscribing, Larry. Yes, but I'm not going back to Perth. I absolutely love it where I am here. We've set up quite a good sort of little spot, and I'm able to get fast internet. Then we can walk to the beach, walk to the shops. And there is places that we are looking at getting, just need to save up the bucks. So this year is all about working on the channel. Unfortunately, I'm not going to the States again this year. I'm not going overseas. I'm getting married this year, which is nice, but I'm not going overseas this year just because it just detracts so much from what I can do on the channel. Next year will be different, but this year it's all about building back up the products that I sell, like the ebooks and things, and building up quality videos that help you guys, more tutorials and more streams like this. Patrick's off. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Cool. Really happy with this. Really happy it went together nicely. Hopefully Joseph is happy. Again, there was a few things I was a little bit finicky on, but it's a really improved machine. It looks visually similar to the Mark II, but it's not at all the same machine. It's completely overhauled. Congratulations on the engagement. I'm not sure what the engagement is actually. I can't see it, but thank you. Will I be using Prusa Control with this? Yes, I like Prusa Control quite a lot with the Prusa machines. It's easy to use, it's quick, it's very nice to use, but apparently the slicer for the Mark III is a little bit more up to date, so I might be using that for my review tests. But yeah, I like Prusa Control. And thanks for the congrats, I'll pass them on. Have I told Lady Muse I'm getting married? Nah, she has no idea. Thoughts on Sydney meetups? I was talking to a friend actually about that last night. What I would love to do, and I've mentioned it before, is like a proper Australia like Rep Rap festival, like what's happening in America with the Midwest Rep Rap festival. I'd love there to be an Australian Rep Rap festival, but the logistics for that are through the roof. You need the venue hire, you need ticket sales, you need security, you need insurance. Minimum of 20 million public liability these days. $20 million public liability insurance. Insane. Like, what are they going to do? The whole building falls down. It's not even going to be 20 million. So you need that sort of thing now to hold any event in Australia. So that's the plan. I've got to keep teasing this filament force because it's tangled. My bad. But it would have to be, I guess, it's a huge undertaking and I don't have the time. It would have to be supported by people. And I'd have to sell tickets up front to fund it. And if you wanted to come display your printers and things, you'd have to pay, unfortunately. But I will definitely work towards it. Probably 2019 it'll happen. And it might be here or in Canberra because Canberra is a lot cheaper. And I know people don't want to go to Canberra, but the venue hire costs in Sydney are very high, and Canberra's a little bit easier to get to than like Wollongong. If I was going to do it in Wollongong, it's a little bit hard for interstate, whereas Canberra, you just fly to it. So yeah, I'll see. I'll see what we do. I want it to happen though, because no one does it anymore. No one does 3D printing meetups, and it pisses me off because they've all got the domains on Meetup, and they just don't do anything. And I'm like, just hand them over or step down. Get it that 20 mil and buy a house. That's it. I should crowdfund a printer and then buy a house. Surely no one's done that before. Oh dear. Yeah, I think Canberra will be the place to do it. Yeah, I'll keep you all informed, dudes. Don't you worry. I need to, because I need it to be a proper entity. I can't fund it myself. It'll need to be its own entity. There's Maker coins coming up very nicely. Do an LTX style event. I don't want to do an event that's kind of based around me. I want to do an event that's based around the community. LTX is more based around Linus and the team, which is fine. Like, I would have even contemplated going there, but that was more of something for the fans of them rather than fans of computers. I don't know. I'd rather, I don't know. I'm a bit weird when it comes to this sort of thing. Again, remember, I'm a mad introvert. I'm not used to this. So I'd rather have an event that is like tables like this. You bring your printer, you pay like 50 or $100 to be there the whole weekend, which would cover everything, your expense, the insurance overheads, the venue hire, and then you show off your stuff. We needed someone to tag and test the machines, so yeah, good luck if your printer's got like a mains cable hanging out the side. I don't know, it's hard, but it's possible. Yeah, an informal 3D printing meetup would be cool. The one we did in Perth was really fun 2 years ago. So an informal one could be fun. That might be a bit easier. Just like a pub meet. I mean, would a pub meet work? I mean, most of you guys are over 18. I don't know if you could bring printers though. I don't know. I have to talk to some pubs. Pantelco, it's been fun to watch someone else suffer with a kit. Your kit was better than mine, so you're having a better time than I did. I do have a whole video on printing with on assembling kits, and how basically, if you enjoy tinkering, then kits are great. But if you just want a machine to work, kits can be the worst thing in the world. They can be so frustrating, because you just want it to get going, you just want it to function. But kits take time and patience, and sometimes if they're cheap, they'll be broken. You need new parts to replace things. This was good though, the Prusa works well. Okay, Teresa says yes, do that. Okay, fine. That sounds fine. I'll put something together. So I knew EEV blog did a pub meet, and that was huge. Except I have to bring the kidlet who wants to meet you. That's totally fine. You can have a supervised kid at a pub. We're Australia. We're allowed to do that. He can't go into the pokies, but he can come into the main area. Yeah, okay. Pub meet sounds fun, actually. I'll consider it. Because I go to Sydney quite often, so we could do it in Sydney. Definitely. I might do a video on Maker coins, actually, as well. I was just thinking the other day, like, a lot of people don't know where they came from, the idea of why you should print them. So I was just thinking I might do a quick video on being like, what is a Maker coin? It's always the first thing I print on machines. I always just chuck a Maker coin on. Then maybe a lattice test or a benchy, but usually a Maker coin to start. IGDA does a pub meet in the bar near Ultimo. Some people set up pretty beefy PCs in there. Shit. I don't know what IGDA is, but if it's a computer meet and they're setting up PCs, then I'm sure we could do a 3D printing meet. I used to be a bouncer. Yeah, you'd know the laws then, definitely, Teresa. Yeah. Oh dear. And I guess if you're under someone else's roof, you're under their public liability, aren't you? don't have to worry about you being the host of the event. Just have a sponsor on the bar tab. You work well, it'd be fun. I used to do events with 3D printing studios in Chippendale, but they don't do too many public events now. They only really do 3D printing training classes, which is something that I'm planning to do as well, but through video course. But they don't really do many public meetups anymore, which is a shame. I really want to support the community in Australia. That's like, if I can do anything with this Make Use Muse thing, it is to empower especially young Australians. Like, I want to empower creativity for everyone, but especially the young Australians, because we have such a crap financial climate right now that it's so disillusioning to leave high school and then be expected to go straight to university for 3 to 4 years and then somehow find a job when they come out and they can't. So I want to sort of help them realize you can actually be an entrepreneur and make your own thing work in Australia. That's my core directive, I suppose. And if I can do that through a meetup and to talk to young Australians, I totally will. Am I going to Midwest Rap Festival again? No, I am not going again, unfortunately. Maker coins has sort of become the maker's version of challenge coins. They have. I quite like the analogy, actually. For those who don't know, challenge coins are like you pledge your allegiance to something by having like a coin for it. Yeah, maker coins are kind of similar. Like if you like a creator, you can print their coin. Yeah, they basically are challenge coins. Check out Big Boys Toys event in Canberra. They probably have all the insurance covered already. No, I'm sorry. Big Boys Toys, I have a horrible, they have a pretty bad reputation. I was part of the Robot Wars event that was there. It was a nightmare. I do not want to work with them. That's, yeah, unfortunately. The venue they were at would be good, but I don't want to work with Big Boys Toys. No, unfortunately. I see out of the box bad power supply, some missing T-nuts. Oh, for your kit. Yeah, a lot of kits that come out of China will be missing parts or they have bad quality parts, and it's just how it is. The quality control isn't there. Not all of them, but a lot of them. This machine was very good. It even had spares. Oh, 3DP Iceland's off to sleep now. No worries. Thanks for coming, man. I really appreciate it. Have a good night. This is almost done. And I can finish up and I can call it good. Oh, such a mess here. I gotta tidy all this up too. Thinking of buying more shelves so I can have a proper, like, this side's set up, but the other side isn't. So I'm thinking of just giving up on putting a car in here. Might leave my Galant parked outside, whatever, and just fill it with tables so I can have as a full workshop. Thinking of that's the direction I'm going to be going in. Animation Creations, my ANET power supply exploded during the first print. Jesus. I will never review an ANET A8 on the channel. And it's same with like the low cost kits like the Tiva Tarantula. They can be made good, but there's so many risks involved in them that I can't even mention them because I don't want any young kids to get hurt. What will I do to troubleshoot the stringiness? I think it's a temperature issue actually. I think the temperature it's extruding at is a bit too high. Let me have a look. So it's at 210. 210 degrees C is quite high for PLA. I would actually normally extrude it like 195, so 15 degrees less. And I think that'll help a lot for the string. I think 210 is a bit too hot. And I think it's gonna clean it up. Streamer cleanup? I am not streaming cleaning up. No way. Get the Kallax cube shells from IKEA. They're okay. I actually prefer these. These are from Bunnings, and you can buy one, and you can either assemble them to twice the height, or you can assemble 2 workbenches out of them, and they're about 50-60 bucks, I think. So I prefer that setup, and I can put shelves in as well. So I'm probably going to get more of those, and just have them across the wall. It is a very quiet printer. It's stupidly quiet. Compared to the other one, like, it's such an improvement. The motors get hot though. Like, they get almost too hot to touch. And that's just how they are. Like, when you have high micro stepping, you need increased current to keep the torque. With more micro stepping, you lose torque. So that's why the loud machines have quite a bit of torque. But these ones need more current. The actual up 3D printers as well, they get really hot as well. My theory is because similarly they have very high, like 128 step micro stepping. Did I untangle the filament? Nope, I just let it go forwards a bit. I sort of just pull it forwards and let it loose. Do I ever use 3D printing hot end cleaning filament? No, I do not. I honestly think it's a bit of a joke. No disrespect to any manufacturers that produce it. But if you want to clean your hot end, I actually have, it's a tip in my 53 printing tips ebook. Sell, just joking. It's if you get nylon filament and let it get intentionally moisture damaged. So you can just put it in water or just leave it out for a while. Nylon is hygroscopic, it absorbs moisture. And then you feed that through your printer at about 250 degrees, 260 degrees. The moisture boils out of the filament and steam cleans your nozzle. It spits, it bubbles and spits, and all this crap comes out. It's awesome. It works really well. And if you have a jam, you can actually use nylon to do what's called a cold pull, which is where you put it into the nozzle, extrude, and then let it cool down completely. And then you warm it up. And then as it's starting to warm up, you yank, it's a bit of a fine art, but you yank the filament out as it's just starting to soften. And you can actually use that nylon to pull out debris from the nozzle internally. It's a bit of a fine art, you might break it. But the nylon steam clean works really well. I highly recommend that. How many amps is the power supply? Someone was saying earlier that it's a 250 watt power supply. It's warm, not too bad. Definitely not getting shocked anymore though. This machine is nice and safe now. I've upgraded all my cables and everything's grounded, and I've even got a proper fault detection power board. Master is asking, is this the sticker Mk3 or the coated one? This is the sticker one. I do have some coated ones, but I've only been using the sticker ones so far and they work great. Same as any PEI, just make sure you don't have any grease on it. So your fingers have grease, don't touch the surface. Wipe it clean with isopropyl alcohol if you can. Keep it nice and clean. Yeah, it's quieter, but it still makes vibrations. Will I ever get one of those printers that prints in a pool of filament? I think you mean resin printers. I've got a couple, I've reviewed a few. The Moai SLA is a really good one I need to get up and running again. And I used to have a Formlabs Form 2 that is a resin SLA 3D printer, stereolithography. It was fantastic and they wanted it back, so I sent it back. It was only a loaner unit. So when you review printers on a channel or review any hardware, you can have what's called a loaner unit or a keeper unit. A loaner unit is one you keep for the review and then you send back. A keeper unit is one you just keep indefinitely. And a lot of the things I've reviewed on the channel have been loaner units. I didn't keep the FlashForge Dreamer. I didn't keep the CEL Robox. I didn't keep the Formlabs Form 2. And these machines, excuse me, all went back to the manufacturers. But that was an amazing printer. Oh, with this carpet I'm going to get lots of electrostatic. Yeah, I don't know, it's a pretty crap carpet. We rarely get those days where you build up static here, actually. It's rarely that sort of really staticky weather. What's with the sticker on the laptop? That is the same as this. That's Lady Muse's work. Sorry, hair is so long, it's annoying my nose. And we covered up the Dell logo with it. It makes it a little bit more interesting, and that way you can't tell it's just a Dell laptop. It's a decent laptop, but their logo is meh. Makes it look lame. Shivel, I used to just replace my nozzle as soon as I had a problem, as the brass nozzles from China are cheap. Yeah, they are actually. Excuse me. The nozzles from China are so cheap now. Their quality varies. You can get really crap ones, but like they're like $1 each. And honestly, a lot of them are fine. So there's very little point to recover block nozzles these days. If you're using something like a Olsen Ruby nozzle or a stainless steel nozzle, you might want to try to unblock it because it's a little bit more expensive. But just cheap brass ones, just have spares. What happens if I get robbed a loan unit? If you mean like one gets stolen, I have terms which cover me pretty much for everything. Like, means the manufacturer is responsible for any damages or any shipping or fees involved in reviewing their products. So if a machine got stolen, I'd probably be like, look, it got stolen, but it's not my fault. But yeah, I've had machines come that are broken, like couriers have dropped them in transit, and I've been like, look, here's the machine, here's a photo, it's destroyed, you need to either pick it up or just send me another one. Often they'll just send another one because they don't want it back, it's too much, not that worth their trouble. But you need a good good list of terms when you're doing these sort of things. You need to protect yourself, guys. I had a manufacturer, I'm not going to name them, send me a machine and then a year later say, you need to send it back now to a different country. And I put up the email saying, no, in our terms, you said, once the review is complete, you can keep it for whatever you want. And yeah, I think it was a misunderstanding, but you need to protect yourself. You need to have terms so people can't come back and try to doubt you and try to get money off you. Or you know, change things down the track. Where do you get this t-shirt? If you go to my main channel, sorry, it's not linked in the description here. It's linked in the description of all my normal videos. It's like, you know, you want to get a t-shirt, here's a link to Redbubble to buy them. I need to update the description here. I've just got the tips here, but I don't have any merch links. What filament am I printing? This is the Prusa Mk3. I don't know if it's any different to Filamentum. It's the same kind of spool, but it's their Galaxy Black, which is the same color as the frame, actually. It's a nice dark black with a little bit of sparkle to it. Is this M3 kit a keeper or loaner? This is a keeper. Joseph's done some pretty impressive things with his marketing. He's quite forward-thinking. It's not worth it for him to take this back, because if I make a video on it like I'm doing now, he'll sell machines because people see them, and the amount of money that goes into building it and sending it to me, putting it together, is a lot less than what he sells them for, obviously. So it's a very, very savvy business investment for him. And you know, my end of the bargain is I give it a fair amount of coverage and a fair review. It can be positive or negative, it's up to me, he doesn't control that at all, but I keep it. Because it's just going to cost too much to send it back to the Czech Republic. When will you make a powerful t-shirt? I do need to expand my vocabulary. I need a thesaurus open every time I do like a Mesh Mixer video. I do have some good shirts though. I should wear them actually. But yeah, that would be funny. I do want to wear some just stupid shirts that say like, you know, take a shot every time he says powerful or arbitrary. I think when I'm doing fusion videos, I tend to say arbitrary a lot. I do an arbitrary measurement or just roughly or arbitrarily. So I need a shirt that has that too. What board will I be using to upgrade the Cocoon Create? I have no idea actually. I haven't decided. Something with Wi-Fi would be nice. Something fast with Wi-Fi. We'll see how we go. That's going to be one of the last steps because I'm going to upgrade the stiffeners and all that first, and the extruder, then I'll do the board. Scraggle Rock, what board would you... Oh, I just read that. It's alright. Donnie, I'm looking to get a multi-material unit for a non-Prusa printer. It's a nice kit. Yeah, you can get that, or you can look at something like the Palette Plus, which is another similar system. Palette's pretty good. That's universal. You can put it on any machine you like. I know a lot of people have put the Palette Plus on the CR10, and that works really well. Maker's Muse drinking games. I am Australian. I will drink most people under the table. It's in our blood. Okay, it's done. Cool. Thank you so much for staying around, guys. So again, this is the Prusa Mk3, constructed from a kit. This is the magnetic build surface. Pops off just like that. Let's pop this back on. Place. Tiny bit of stringing again. I'm going to update the firmware and change the temperature settings. That's a little skirt. And let's have a look closer. Let's have a squiz. Here you go, guys. So this is the first print of the Prusa Mk3 kit. Again, tiny bit of stringing. Not too bad. A little bit of filament there. That's just a dag. And I am super happy with that. Super, super happy. So I'm going to end it here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go have some food. Really appreciate the donations, guys. They're all going to go towards improving the stream. And I look forward to seeing you again next week for a completely different stream. I haven't figured out what it's going to be. Again, probably the Cocoon Create upgrades. But look out for the updates. And if you're on my Patreon, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on my Sunday, which might be your Saturday night, for a private Patreon stream where you can ask your questions and just chill out with me and hang out. And yeah, till next time, guys. Look forward to seeing you again very shortly here on Maker's Muse live. See you later, guys. Bye. And